Well, you guys certainly know how to make a guy feel special. 30,000 plus views on my video addressing the Kirk Cameron controversy. But I had a lot of people ask me about the history of universal reconciliation, the theology behind universal reconciliation. So I wanted to do something really quick and give you some resources. If you're looking to maybe dive into this topic or you've had questions about it, maybe you've studied annihilationism or eternal conscious torment in hell, or you've read, what's his name? Sprinkle's book where the three different topics or four different topics are addressed on what happens when people die who don't know Jesus. And you want to dive into universal reconciliation, I've got you covered. Here's the deal. First place I'd start with, and this is a really hard book to get. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not on this topic, but it's a really good primer for understanding the love of God. It's Darren Hufford's The God Honest Truth. It's a really good book. I highly recommend it. Darren's a great dude, had a great podcast for so many years. He's often doing other things now, but I highly recommend it. Here's some resources I recommend. I'm going to shoot through them fast because I'm not going to dive into all their stuff, but I'm just going to give you some of the best resources I know. Heaven's Doors, Wider Than You Ever Believed, George Saris. George is a great dude. I've personally met him, had a conversation with him. I've read his book. It's really well done. Heaven's Doors, Wider Than We Ever Imagined. Hope Beyond Hell, The Righteous Purpose of God's Judgment. This is by Jerry Bochum, I forget how he says his name. Really good. This is an old one by Thomas Allen. Every Knee Shall Bow. This is like actually Mark Chamberlain. What he did is he took an older book that was written in the 1800s and he addresses it and kind of republished it, or I guess you could say. My two favorite. I'm going to give you my two favorite. These are ones that, above anything else, buy these first. The Inescapable Love of God by Thomas Talbot. This is a great book. You should have it whether you agree with universal reconciliation or not. And then, of course, The Evangelical Universalist. This says George MacDonald. It's actually by a guy named Robin Perry. He actually wrote that under a pseudonym because he didn't want to lose his job. This was several years ago, 15, maybe 17 years ago. So those are some resources you can have to help you kind of get started on your journey if you want to study this topic. I will dive into more of this in coming videos. Don't forget, if you like this content, like, subscribe, share your comments below. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.